Hello and welcome to Best Picture Brainrot, a podcast where three friends count down to the 100th Oscars by watching every Best Picture winner in order.
Follow along as we give ourselves cinematic brain damage from the first winner, Wings, to whatever the Academy picks in 2028.
There are 85 weeks until the 100th Oscars, and today we are going to talk about Casablanca. Surprises, disappointments, hot takes, and plenty of brain rot.
We are your hosts, Adam,
Sarah,
And Drew.
Here's looking at you, Brainrot.
Yay.
Today we're talking about Casablanca, a movie about a love triangle that has several points missing throughout the events of the story. A story set in unoccupied World War II France where an American bar owner meets his former lover and her husband on the run from the Nazis and looking to escape to Lisbon. This is a rare Best Picture winner that holds a score of 100 on Review Aggregate Metacritic, so suffice to say, there's a lot of hype here. It's a movie with endless quips, tight pacing, and a famously doomed romance. So I want to open it up by asking, what are the crew's favorite doomed romance movies?
Call Me By Your Name.
Okay.
That's a doomed romance, right?
Yeah. Mostly because one of them is a cannibal.
And the other's
Right.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah. No. I get that's a good one. It's a good one. Mine is La La Land. I think there's a lot of parallels. You can say it with La La Land and Casablanca.
I'm trying to think of like a personal... You took one of mine already. That's one of mine.
Oh, that's true. You do love that movie.
I mean, Spring Breakers is a doomed romance.
Oh my gosh.
Every time. I'm surprised it's taken
It's
this
an
long.
everything movie. You know what I liked? I'm not saying this because it's like, a top favorite of all time, but I've never thought of this as a genre necessarily, but this is coming to mind, is Love Lies Bleeding. I actually enjoyed.
Oh god, I fucking hate that movie.
I know
It's
you
pretty
do.
solid.
Oh,
I
that
know
movie
you
is
do.
so bad.
I know you do.
It's a weird movie.
I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
You just like it when the woman gets big.
Step on me.
Ew, I'm creeped out. No, I hate that movie.
Fun story.
I know you do.
I was in LAX one time and I was walking behind and right in front of me was Ed Harris, but he had his Love Lies Bleeding hair on. So it's
Really?
just like the wispy.
Wait, that was
long-
real hair?
I guess.
No.
That or he was just wearing a wig
Are you sure
in
you
LAX.
didn't just see an old guy?
No, it was for sure Ed Harris. He had
Okay.
a Westworld backpack.
Ed Hairless.
Okay. He's wearing the crew gear? An actor's actually wearing the crew gear? That's unheard of.
It's Ed Harris.
He
He's the
wore
goat.
he wore the rap gift. That's insane.
He went to the smoking section, which that also tracks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting genre I've never really thought of. It certainly exists, but off the top of my head, that's all I can think of.
Totally. I mean, it definitely runs the gamut of like.
Oh, Past Lives.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a very good one.
All of Us Strangers, too.
Also good. I love that all your references are in the past 3 years.
I know, because I don't really watch anything else. But except for now, I do. But
Well, you were referencing good movies though, so.
I know, good for me.
But yeah, this is a very old movie. Very old, but good movie. Scene is very much a classic. It's a classic that's rooted very much in history. It's another World War II movie. We're back in World War II. We're still in World War II.
I'm still in it.
Hey, Drew, do you want to tell us about history?
Yes, here we are. Back to back on World War II movies. Last episode, we got a lot of insight into the British perspective of World War II, but now we're getting a little peek into the broader European theater, specifically the French side of things. French side? Would you like fries with that?
Oh.
He's back.
No, this movie needs a little bit more historical insight than some of our others, so let's just dive into it. I'll try to be as serious as possible. Right off the bat, Casablanca sets us in 1941, still the early stages of World War II. America at the time is still neutral. This is pre-Pearl Harbor, and its neutrality is important to note for the plot of this movie. Meanwhile, the country of France, well, it's complicated. On May 10th, 1940, the best movie villains ever, the Nazis, invaded France, rolling into Paris with their Panzer tanks. The French Prime Minister at the time quickly resigned and was replaced by Marshal Philippe Pétain, a former commander for the army in World War I. Pétain signed an armistice with the Nazis, creating a collaborationist authoritarian rump state known as Vichy France. Now, why would Pétain do this? Why would he cozy up to the Nazis in this way? Well, the The train of thought here was that by effectively remaining neutral, yet collaborating with the Nazis, Vichy France could extract concessions from Germany and score a more forgiving peace treaty. Now, not everybody in France was on board with this approach, especially because, it's cowardly. So, alongside Vichy France, we have an entirely different France. 2 Frances!
That's way too many.
As if one France wasn't annoying enough. The many French detractors against the Vichy regime established their own resistance government, known as Free France. 3 France? As if 2 Frances wasn't... No, not 3 France. Free France. With an F. Free France.
He's answering his own jokes.
Yeah. None of us said free
How
France.
free was it? After the German invasion and Petain's armistice with the Nazis, those considering themselves the Free French fled Vichy territory, creating their own government in exile, initially based out of London, but also later based out of French colonies like Algeria. Oh yeah, I should note, the leader of this Free French resistance, one Charles de Gaulle.
De Gaulle. Love him.
Like the airport.
Oh, I hate him.
Aw.
That airport's awful.
Rewind for a quick second. I mentioned briefly there are these French colonies. We've talked a lot in past episodes about the British colonial empire, but at the same time, France was very much in the game of intercontinental imperialism. By World War II, most of the French Empire consisted of colonies in West Africa, places like Congo, not to be confused with Belgian Congo, the aforementioned Algeria, Senegal, Mali, several other African lands, but most importantly, let's cut to the chase, Morocco. Specifically, we're talking French Morocco, not to be confused with Spanish Morocco. Yes, there are 2 Moroccos. There are also 2 Frances. It's World War II. There are 2 of everything now. Anyways, that's enough historical context to start. We'll surely get into more as we dig through the plot. Again, it's World War II, kind of the most history thing to ever happen, but that's all I'm going to give you for now. A bunch of Nazis are going to show up. I can't remember if we punch any in the face, but we will battle some of them in a sing-off. It's giving Pitch Perfect.
It is interesting watching this movie. They kept calling it Unoccupied France.
Yes.
And I was like, this is Morocco.
Yeah.
But it is, I guess, unoccupied
Well,
France.
so if you look on a map during World War II, there's like a pretty strict demarcation line of occupied France, which includes Paris and the north, and then unoccupied France, which Vichy is considered like this own collaborationist government, and then in the underground of all this is Free France.
Right.
And technically at the time, places like Algeria are actually considered part of France, not even necessarily colonies. They're like actually a French territory. So
it was before they gave all those countries back.
France did an interesting thing where they didn't necessarily consider these colonies. They were just France. They were just more France.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay. So the government of Free France actually based itself out of Algiers in Algeria. First they were in London, then Brazzaville, and I think later Algeria.
Did algebra start in Algeria?
Algebra is an Arabic concept.
Okay, thank you.
Most things that begin with
Alger?
Al Gore.
Al Gore is famously Arab.
Al Gore doing algebra in Algeria.
In Algeria?
My favorite caliph, Al Gore. Inshallah, we will fight climate change.
Well, Al Gore wasn't in this movie, but I'm sure that we can learn a lot about who was. So, Sarah, you want to talk about the cast and crew?
I'm actually going to talk about a little something I like to call production first.
Yikes.
Now you're acknowledging
Falls for it every time.
Unlike many films that have grown into classics, Casablanca was never intended to be a prestige picture. Warner Brothers viewed it as just another wartime drama and rushed it into production to capitalize on World War II. The screenplay was famously unfinished when filming began, with writers constantly rewriting scenes as production continued. Even Ingrid Bergman didn't know which man her character would ultimately end up with, so director Michael Curtiz simply told her to play it in between.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Despite taking place in Morocco, it was actually shot at Warner Brothers Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Not on Catalina Island.
Not on Catalina Island.
You know where the last scene is shot?
Van Nuys Airport.
Fuck!
You think I didn't do my research?
All right. Shout out Van Nuys Airport.
Wartime material shortages meant the production relied heavily on recycled sets from other Warner films, with Rick's Cafe being one of the few major sets built specifically for the movie. The famous airport finale also relied on the Hollywood illusion because wartime restrictions prohibited nighttime airport filming. The production used a miniature cardboard airplane, forced perspective, heavy fog, and little people as ground crew to make the aircraft appear life-sized.
Nice.
Oh, no.
We welcome you to the Lollipop Guild.
Oh, no. The cast itself reflected the real world. Much of the supporting cast and many of the extras were genuine European refugees who had fled Nazi persecution. During the filming of the iconic La Marseillaise sequence, many of them were reportedly crying for real because the moment mirrored their own experiences escaping occupied Europe. Ironically, despite becoming one of the most celebrated films ever made, almost nobody involved thought it would be anything special when they were making it.
That seems to be like a thread in a lot of these movies.
It is.
Yeah.
People just didn't know that these movies were good.
Yeah.
Is that just the experience making any movie?
Anything. Just don't try
Yeah.
hard. Don't be a tryhard.
Every movie, yes. Anything
Like, is this
I've
gonna be
ever
good?
worked on,
I have
I go,
no
this
idea.
is going to suck. And the thing is, pretty much everything
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
worked on has sucked.
Well, yeah, I mean, we think about, like, if even these people are saying, oh, yeah, this is going to suck. Think about all the bad movies that exist out there.
Yes. You got to set your expectations low.
The director, Michael Curtiz, his Hungarian accent caused a lot of chaos on set. At one point, he asked a prop man for a poodle. The crew searched the entire studio and finally brought him a dog. Curtiz exploded. Not a poodle, a puddle of water.
We're getting into SNL territory.
Yeah.
3 France.
Okay, also another fact about production. Madonna wanted to remake it. In the 2000s, she
Yes.
pitched herself as Isla and Ashton Kutcher as Rick.
Oh my
Every studio reportedly rejected the idea, which one executive calling Casablanca untouchable.
Well, you know where they were going to set it? Was Iraq. It was like...
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was the set. They've tried to remake this movie multiple times, and there have been like unofficial remakes of it. Like Robert Redford did one called Havana. There's a movie called Cabo Blanco that is like kind of a remake of this. Like they've consistently tried to remake. There was even a sequel that they planned called Brazzaville that would be set in a different...
Brazzaville.
Yeah, Brazzaville, the Congo.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so fascinating. The Casablanca cinematic universe.
Yes. They keep trying to do it.
Some
But
things.
The Madonna one, I read that too, and I was like, that's insane.
That
It's
is
so
crazy.
silly.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ew.
The Ashton Kutcher part I did not hear, and that's like icing on the cake.
Not a fan of him.
Can you imagine him doing
Damn,
these lines?
Ilsa, I can't change the weather.
That was pretty good. Okay, now we're going to talk about the director. Michael Curtiz was a Hungarian-born director and one of the greatest directors of the Hollywood Golden Age. After directing more than 60 films across Europe, Jack Warner, or as they call in Broadway Melody, Jacques Warner, recruited him, and he joined Warner Brothers in 1926 and became the studio's go-to director, comfortably moving between swashbucklers, film noir, musicals, war films, romances, and historical epics. He directed classics including Casablanca, The Adventures of Robin Hood, Captain Blood, Mildred Pierce, and White Christmas. Apparently, he was an absolute tyrant on set. Curtiz expected perfection and wasn't shy about yelling at actors and crew. He demanded long hours, and he skipped lunch because he thought it interrupted the workflow.
Did he make everyone skip lunch?
No, he just didn't eat lunch.
Oh.
After World War II, directors including Frank Capra and William Wyler invited Curtiz to join their new independent company, Liberty Pictures. Warner convinced him to stay by giving him his own production unit. Okay, that's enough about him. Now we're going to talk about Humphrey Bogart, who plays Rick. Humphrey Bogart was a defining face of classic Hollywood. After spending years being typecast as gangsters, he finally broke through with High Sierra and The Maltese Falcon before becoming an icon in Casablanca. Bogart perfected the image of tough, world-weary anti-hero, cynical on the surface, but guided by a strong moral code underneath. His understated, natural acting style helped redefine leading men in Hollywood, and his influence can still be seen in film noir and modern anti-heroes. Off-screen, he was known for being very witty and intelligent, and he also loved chess. Humphrey Bogart was cremated, and his ashes are interred in the Garden of Memory, Columbarium at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California.
Forest Lawn putting up massive
Numbers.
Oh, totally. Well, they probably just died, and they're like, well, this is close.
Yeah.
Closest.
Yeah.
So I'll put them in there.
Also, it's right across the street from Warner Brothers too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It makes sense that he was typecast as gangsters. I'd never really thought about that, but it kind of
makes sense. He's got the face.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, though, there was an actor by the name of George Raft who kind of made Humphrey Bogart a star. Raft turned down High Sierra, The Maltese Falcon, and Casablanca, amongst others. Bogart got all of them instead. He was only Hollywood's first choice because Hollywood's first choice just kept saying no.
Oh, wow. What did George Raft do?
I don't know. I've never heard of him. So Humphrey Bogart got the dub, as far as I'm concerned. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall fell in love while filming To Have and Have Not. She was 19, he was 44. But they remained married until his death, so something was working.
Okay. I mean, call me by your name, right?
Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman was an icon and is widely considered one of the greatest actresses of all time. One of the most Oscar-awarded actresses, tied with Meryl Streep and Frances McDormand, all three of them second to Katharine Hepburn. Born in Sweden, she was discovered by producer The Goat, David O. Selznick, after he saw her performance in the film Intermezzo and brought her to Hollywood to star in its American remake. Unlike most actresses of the era, Bergman refused to change her name or pluck her eyebrows, cap her teeth, or wear heavy makeup as requested by the studios, helping redefine what a leading lady could look like. She became known for emotional honesty in her performances and versatility, excelling in everything from romance and thrillers to historical dramas and European art films. Over a career spanning 5 decades, she won 3 Academy Awards, 2 Emmys, and a Tony Award, becoming one of the earliest performers to achieve the Triple Crown of acting, despite surviving one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history and staging a major comeback.
What scandal?
Y'all want to know what the scandal is? Okay.
What if you were just like, nah,
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm really not interested, yeah.
While filming the movie Stromboli in Italy, Bergman began an affair with married director Robert Rossellini while she was still married to her husband, Dr. Peter Lindstrom. She became pregnant before either marriage had ended. She was condemned on the floor of the U.S. Senate as a threat to American morality. Churches urged people to boycott her films, and Hollywood effectively blacklisted her for years before she returned to win another Oscar.
Whoa.
Wow. That's hilarious. Imagine getting denounced on the Senate floor.
That's low-key what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, right now.
Yeah.
She took a $7,000 pay cut to appear in Casablanca because Selznick loaned her to Warner Brothers. She was close friends with Ernest Hemingway, who called her daughter, while she called him Papa. Ingrid was 5'10", which was very tall for a leading lady at the time, so many of her male co-stars, including Humphrey Bogart, stood on boxes or wore shoe lifts.
I know, I told Alexis
Tom
that
Cruise.
he was shorter than her and she was shook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart was actually 5'4".
Ew.
Really?
No,
Oh,
he was
sorry.
5'8". I'm kidding.
So
Wait, I said ew. That's really mean. Yeah. That's really mean.
we
I
just,
have
we
already.
just lost half our listenership.
Short,
we
is that our
highly
audience,
index-
Short Kings?
I don't know. I haven't run the
Cinephiles. I feel like
demographic yet.
cinephiles run kind of short.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. If you're tall, you don't watch.
Everyone in the chat, chime in with your height.
No, I actually do think that people who watch movies are shorter.
Yeah.
Tall people are like busy being tall and
Like doing
exploring
sports.
the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think we can find some tall cinephiles out there.
They exist, but they're gangly tall.
Okay.
All right.
Riveting discussion on that.
Here's another fun fact. Donald Trump wrote in his 2004 book, Trump, How to Get Rich, that Ingrid Bergman was the most beautiful woman who had ever lived, calling her his all-time favorite actress and praising her natural beauty decades after her death. He said, "You should have seen her. What a knockout."
In a book about getting rich,
I don't
just
fucking
had an interlude.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
damn, but she
makes
was like
a
pretty
lot
hot
of
though.
sense.
Yeah.
Lastly, she and her husband were frequent dinner guests at Alfred Hitchcock's home. According to friends, Bergman never realized Hitchcock had a major crush on her, even though everyone else at the table could tell he was sulking whenever she was around.
Get it together, Hitch.
I feel like that actually tracks.
That
though.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to talk about the last actor, Paul Henreid as Victor Laszlo. Full name, Paul George Julius Henreid Ritter von Wassel Waldingau.
That's a long name.
Paul was an Austrian-born actor born into an aristocratic family in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He was a passionate anti-fascist. Hen Reed fled Europe after the rise of the Nazis, who branded him as an official enemy of the Third Reich because of his Jewish ancestry through his father and his efforts to help Jewish friends escape. Hollywood initially typecast him as German officers before he reinvented himself as a sophisticated continental lover type. After being blacklisted, again during the McCarthy era, his acting career declined, but he found a successful second career directing more than 80 television episodes, including many for Alfred Hitchcock's Presents. So he got blacklisted by the Nazis in the 1930s, so he wasn't allowed to be in any German films.
And then they were like, how about you play Nazis?
Yeah, so then Hollywood blacklisted him in the 1940s because he joined the Committee for the First Amendment, a group of actors, including Humphrey Bogart, and his 19-year-old wife, who traveled to Washington to protest the aggressive tactics.
Why are you hitting Humphrey with the Seinfeld right now?
Sorry. He hit himself with the Seinfeld. I didn't do this to him.
I know.
Okay, so like I was saying, yeah. Henry joined the Committee of the First Amendment, a group of actors, including Humphrey Bogart and his 19-year-old wife, who traveled to Washington to protest the aggressive tactics of the House Un-American Activities Committee. They believed the investigations threatened free speech and civil liberties. So basically, they just stopped hiring him. Oh. And his leading man career kind of collapsed overnight after that.
Good, he deserved it.
Pro-censorship.
And that's a wrap on Casting Crow and production.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, let's talk about Casablanca. It starts off with a little bit of history, with a spinning globe, as many fun movies do. Just like that smoky smoke machine with a globe spinning. And a little
Super
exposition
cool.
about how World War II refugees, they went from France to Casablanca to Lisbon, specifically to get into America. So,
yeah.
Drew, I feel like you can fill in a little bit on this. So Spain was in the middle of their civil war, correct?
They were kind of, but at this point, kind of on the tail end of, yes, they had gone through their civil war. I believe that was mostly in the 30s, to be honest.
Right. But
now,
kind of, yeah, on the end of it.
Yes.
But they were like dealing with their own stuff. They weren't as much of a major player in World
exactly.
War II.
They
right?
were kind. So was Portugal was relatively neutral, if I remember.
I mean, that makes sense. If people were being routed, they were sending people to the U.S.
Yes, and they're also kind of distant enough away from the actual action of World War II. That's why this feels like that's why this looks like such a roundabout way, to go around. While the Spanish government is not involved in World War II, they are effectively a fascist state under Franco. And so
Dave.
They are, yeah. Spain at the time is under the brutal regime of Dave Franco and Alison Brie.
Which is why no one can enter the country.
Which is why no one can enter the country. No,
to go
Spain
around.
is really doing the I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top sort of thing, where they're and honestly, because they have to, because they're pretty beat down from their own civil war from the previous decade. Francisco Franco has pretty similar he has a lot of ideological similarities.
He's got a
Hitler.
Hitlerian ethos.
He's got that. And he does on multiple occasions court whether he's going to rise up to become an official Axis power or not.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
They also are very reliant on American imports at this time too. So they are very hesitant to actually join the war, but it's still not safe territory. And so for this reason, the very straightforward path of going through Spain to Portugal is not an option. That's why they have to go down to the port of Oran in Algeria, and then they have to take a train. They can't just go through the Strait of Gibraltar. They have to take a train through the Atlas Mountains of Morocco all the way to Casablanca, and from there get airlifted to Lisbon. And from there you can assumedly go to America, which is where most people are going at the time because it's the neutral territory and it's far and away.
We're going right to Gary, Indiana.
Yes. Anyways, that's why this is such a roundabout. They explain it they explain it, but they don't really give a lot of the context there.
You knew all that right off the dome?
I had to look up some of it about Spain because the Spain thing is all complicated from World War II.
That's crazy.
Especially because I can't remember if it's Francisco or James or Dave.
They're all related.
It's like when you're a kid and you ask your parents all these questions and you just believe them because you're they know the answers. That's what it feels like sometimes when you're talking. It's
we just trust none of this history is correct.
And we just
Pop
trust
off
completely.
in the chat and call me out as a liar.
We believe you.
But no, this is it's an interesting setup for the story, and it explains a lot of why the mechanisms of the story happen, why people are waiting in this holding pattern in Casablanca, waiting for essentially exit visas to leave the area so they can go to, as Drew said, via train to the port, to Lisbon, to America, etc., etc. They need the legal means of leaving the area, which is very challenging to get, especially when this area is not playing nice with the Nazis, but the Nazis have some element of sphere of control over it. Which I found very interesting.
Yeah. This is technically under the control of Vichy France, but also there's still the strain of the Free French, and it's why you can see so many people from different walks of life. You can see, someone like Victor Laszlo in the same bar as a bunch of Nazis, and like it's nothing necessarily.
It's like a neutral territory in a weird way.
Yes, yeah.
But one that you have to have a lot of strict rules for.
Yeah.
Vinny, Vidi, Vici.
You said it. There is a news story here, an alert for murderers who are escaping to Casablanca, as well as, there's a French liberation group here, kind of establishing all that history that Drew has mentioned. We see Nazis arrive.
Boo!
As they boo!
Tomato!
Everyone's favorite literary or cinematic villains. They fly over, a great shot showing Rick's American Cafe, the sign, which hasn't really been established yet, but if you know the movie, you know that how important it is.
It's basically Mos Eisley Cantina. We're getting back to the
Star Wars. It did remind me of that. It did totally remind me of that. Who's the green guy? The green guy that has
Greedo. Yeah, Greedo.
Who has Carrie?
Who shot first?
Yes.
Carrie Fisher captive.
Oh, that's Jabba.
Jabba.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's Jabba in this movie?
Probably Ferrari is Jabba.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Ferrari's like literally
for
Jabba.
sure, he is actually Jabba.
Ooh, Pataka, you will not get your letters of transit, bounty hunter.
I think that makes Ugarte Greedo.
Yeah.
Probably.
To the Sarlacc pit with you, Rick.
That's funny. I mean, like, honestly, you could probably trace, like, a dotted line from Rick to Han Solo.
Totally.
100%.
Like, unironically.
Totally.
Unironically. Yeah.
George Lucas is lapping this stuff up.
Yeah. The problem is he just took the desert thing from it.
Yeah.
That was it. The desert and the sardonic humor.
Yeah.
That's all. Just kidding. The first Star Wars is
White boy in a strange desert land. Always works.
It hits. It does hit.
But yeah, the Nazis are here to investigate the murder or to make sure it's being investigated in some way. It was these two couriers that were killed in the desert. There's a lot of mystery kind of over like what happened. No one's super sure what all went along. But they go to Rick's because, quote, everybody goes to Rick's. This movie's full of banger one-liners. There's just so many of them. I mean, it's known for that, but it is just rewatching it. It's like, wow, they really did be putting these one-liners in here.
I can't remember if you mentioned this. The original script of this movie is based on a play.
I think it was like an unreleased play.
Yeah, it was an unreleased play, and the original title was Everybody Goes to Rick's.
That's such a lame title compared to Casablanca.
Well, that's like we'll get to it.
I don't know if the movie
later.
was set in Casablanca yet. Or
really?
Yeah, can't remember. I think
another famous one that had that same thing happen to is Moonlight, where that was based off an unreleased stage play.
Oh.
And this title of that stage play it's something like In the Moonlight, Black Boys Look Blue.
Yes.
Yeah. Which Moonlight
that's
is
more
probably
of a play title.
That's more of a play title.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. But yes, the very good movies that maybe just weren't fit for the stage but work on screen. So some kind of magic there. But they go to Rick's, and this seems awesome. It's actually just like kind of an unbroken. It's not like a one take, but it's a very long scene that takes place within Rick's Cantina, or Rick's American Cafe. Oh God!
No, he's been infected.
Literally. But you see kind of like the cafe, there's a piano player, people are sitting at their tables, they're making deals with each other. You see the back room where there's poker tables going on. We introduce Rick, who the first thing we see of him is he signs a check. Okay, Rick.
It's great though because we see people from like all walks of life in that scene, and then
Yes,
it's just like Rick,
sure.
who's this American whatever guy.
Totally, and everyone's all dripped out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like everyone just... It was that era where everyone wore suits all the time.
I loved that.
And it's Morocco, so everyone's wearing white suits.
Yes. It was like people in fezzes, people in suits.
Yeah.
I was fucking with it heavy.
Yeah, no, totally. He's also playing chess alone, which... Shout out Humphrey Bogart. He loved to play chess.
Loved to play chess.
You're right. Wow.
Yeah,
that actually just wasn't part of it. He was just like playing chess, and they're like, "Get that."
No. Apparently, he was that game of chess that he was playing. He was going to send, which I don't know how this works, but he was going to send to his friend who was fighting in World War II by mail. Like he was going to send the chess game, and they just filmed it.
Yeah, you can write down plenty of people do that where it's like you can write down the moves that you do and like send it in a letter.
Okay, that's what he was doing in that scene then.
Yeah. Huh.
That's kind of sweet. But that's a fun little, like, real-life lore. It's fun. It establishes his character. Like, he's just playing chess by himself.
Yeah.
But one patron shows up to talk to Rick about the couriers. It's this man, Ugarte. He's a refugee smuggler, played by the incredible Peter Lorre, who is a great actor.
Yes, what else is he in?
He's in M. He's in the Maltese Falcon.
That's maybe why
those
I
are the
recognize him as
main
the Maltese
ones.
Falcon.
Yeah.
He's a
Maltese Falcon.
bizarre looking...
Really... Oh, no. He's got a great
beetle
face.
looking man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to look him up though. What is his name?
He's a little Weasley looking guy.
Yeah, he's such a good actor that the fact that he was only in this movie for about 5 minutes was like,
He was great.
Oh yeah,
I loved him.
He's an awesome actor. He's a German actor.
Look at him. Oh my God, he's like Rick Ross.
I know.
Whoa. It's a shame. It's a shame the viewers can't see that picture.
No one's gonna. You have to put that picture on the social so people actually know what you're talking about.
It's the fur coat. It's the swag.
Eating fettuccine out in Casablanca.
I mean, he was hustling.
What? That's Pop Smoke.
No, it's a very fine line between pop smoke.
Is it like a boomer? Pot Smoke and
that rapper Pot Smoke. No, it's a very fine line between Pop Smoke and Rick Ross. The Rick Ross is you talk about a fancy dish and designer clothes. Tuna tartare, my Balmain vest.
Yo, do a Rick Ross song about Rick in the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, Rick Ross. Yes. Do it, Drew. Go. I want to hear it. Go.
Eating couscous out in Morocco.
Anyways.
Got my side chick showing up with Laszlo.
Oh!
Well, that was actually good.
That was really good.
So Rick said he's talking to this guy, and he says the German couriers had letters of transit, and I think I wasn't completely clear on what it was going down. It seemed like what this guy did was set them up to be killed.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on most of the time. I was just there for the vibes.
Yeah, but I think it was meant to be that Ugarte he set the Nazis up somehow because he probably hated Nazis and got them to be killed. It's like, good for him. Mm-hmm. Which is why the Nazis were like pissed.
He is the Greedo of this canteen. He is, if you ask me.
He is the Greedo. I said that. I already said
you said that. Okay.
Did, yeah. Which, he gets got pretty quickly, just like Greedo. But then after that, Rick goes to the front room. He slips something into the piano, and then in walks our friend Ferrari, who's AKA Jabba. He owns a competing cantina, and he wants to buy Rick's, or at least he wants to buy the piano player named Sam.
Yes.
who's great.
Yeah.
Sam's great.
He wants him for the what's that band that he has in
Oh, I don't. Do they have a name for it?
They do have a band. They do have an official name. Jabba's band. I can't remember.
Oh, in Star Wars, not in this movie.
Yeah.
Right. But no, he's like, Sam, I want to hire you. And he's like, well, I can't even spend the money I make at Rick's.
Yeah.
It was kind of a funny little scene.
It was funny.
And that we also meet a little throwaway scene, a woman at the bar. They do a lot to like establish things. A woman at the bar has history with Rick, and it's like, why don't you love me? And he's like, get out of here, you dame.
You're drunk.
Yeah.
Max Rebo is the name of
the
piano player from Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, this is that movie.
Sam is the Max Rebo.
Yes. 100%.
What's his name is Greedo, and then Ferrari is Jabba.
Yes.
Rick is Han Solo.
Totally. But no, I the scene where that establishes that Rick just uses women you know, for their bodies or something, I assume.
I don't know.
And she's like, you never loved me. Then he was like, yeah, you drunk biddy, get on out of here.
Get home.
Get her out of here. She's had too much to drink.
You cut off.
Then he meets Renault, French guy, French police officer, who's great. I loved him.
Fabulous.
He was awesome. He was just like a little weasel of a man.
Collaboration, like Nazi collaborator, basically.
Kind of.
He was really pissing me off.
Yeah.
But he was he literally was playing both sides so he could come out on top. That was like his whole thing.
Yes.
He's kind of a frustrating character in that way, but also kind of fun. We'll dig a lot more into him, but he essentially flags to Rick that the Nazis or the police are going to arrest someone. They need to arrest someone tonight publicly in front of these Nazi officers in order to kind of show, hey, we're on your side, or we're like playing along with you, et cetera, et cetera. And that is really to set the stage for essentially a much bigger fish, which is this man, Victor Laszlo, who is a known fugitive from the concentration camps who will be coming through Casablanca to escape to the United States. And essentially saying, we want to kind of have the sting for this, you know, we want to use your place, Ricks, in order to catch this guy. Yes. So we're doing this first little sting so we can get him, and then, you know, we'll catch the big guy later. So they get the first guy, which is Ugarte. They arrest him because he was in some way involved with the German couriers being killed. He runs to Rick and he's like, help me. And he's like, get off me, you fool. He's like, I never stick my neck out for nobody.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, the perfect encapsulation of his character as well as the foreshadowing for his character growth. Mm-hmm. After that, Rick talks to the Nazis. I liked this scene. Like, he just talks about being neutral. Mm-hmm. It was very clever. I can't remember the exact, like, lines, but I was very impressed with the overall dialogue and such in that one. They warn him about Laszlo, who then shows up pretty soon to Rick's with the woman. They are, ironically, looking for the guy, Ugarte, who just got arrested. Because Ugarte was essentially the plug for exit visas. He was kind of like a person smuggler. So, very good guy to know to get people out of the city.
Mm-hmm. When Laszlo and Isla walked in, they had so much aura. It was crazy. The aura was off the fucking charts with those two.
Yeah. And that was really just because Laszlo was tall.
And he had so much aura. She did too.
And she was hitting him with the no makeup look.
Right.
Yeah, call Sarah Donald Trump with how much she be glazing.
Oh my God.
What a knockout.
What a knockout.
Laszlo is clearly someone who's very well connected. Someone comes up to him and shows him a ring, kind of like a symbol of the resistance. Oddly, the Eastern Orthodox cross.
Yeah.
Laszlo, I think he may have been some sort of like reporter or like journalist or author or someone who was printing material against the Nazis throughout Europe, and that's why he was wanted so badly. Like, he was someone who could truly become a face of the resistance.
It's kind of giving
Laszlo, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of giving Zola.
Like Czech Zola.
Yes. Well, yeah, he's kind of like he's a freedom fighter is what he is. So they mentioned that they have like guys like him stationed in all the major cities of Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy who has like the secret ring, he tells them about like a secret meeting that they're having in Casablanca. The Nazis also approach Laszlo. You know, they can't be too like, we're going to arrest you right now. They have to sort of play by the rules. Yeah. Again, they don't want to trigger, I'm assuming, some sort of international incident by staging an event like this in occupied France. The politics of that were I'd found very interesting. Because clearly there was a lot going on and like what people could not do, etc. But then Ilsa, she recognizes Sam, the piano player. Yeah. Because that's someone that she has known before in the past. And, you know, that's a lot of, like, what this movie is, the fact that a lot of these characters have history with each other. So she and him talk. He obviously knows her. She knows him. She asks for Rick. Sam tells her, you're no good, woman. You're no good for him. You're bad luck. He's like, you need to stay away from him. And she asks him to play As Time Goes By. Famous song. Song famous, I would say, mostly for this movie.
Yeah.
Is very much tied to this movie. Rick returns and he sees her. He takes a drink with the table, which is something that he does not drink with the patrons. And that's, you know, character growth, I guess. But they talk about really the last time they were together is when the Nazis took Paris.
Yes.
Then Ilsa and Laszlo, they leave. And then we cut to Rick just being like the biggest sad boy of all time. He's just like drunk, sitting at the bar sadly. Sam comes up again and tells him to avoid Ilsa. In his sad boy moment, he asks him again to play the same song as time goes by. Then we have a long flashback to Paris with a romance montage. So Rick and Ilsa, they were getting it on in Paris. You know, we just get like a very romantic scene of them driving in a car together, going to French cafes together. You know, they were having a good time, right?
I didn't get it.
What do you mean?
Rick wasn't cute. He wasn't charming. I'm like, what is
I mean, he was charming. I can maybe see cute. He's got riz.
I do think Humphrey Bogart is an odd looking dude.
He is.
I've always been a little bit like, I've never like found him like that charming.
I found it hard to believe that she would like him.
I will say, if there's one thing that I would say that I have the most like keeping me from like fully being fully in on this movie, it is the chemistry between the two of them.
Right? It's not. I'm not.
It reminded
it's
me
not.
of like there's some movies where it takes a lot to get that central romance, especially when it's like a doomed thing like this. Like it has to be so tight.
So tight.
There's some where it's like, oh, they had like a toxic romance, and maybe this is a little bit of that, but like, I don't know.
They had a fling in Paris.
Yeah, but
Summer lovin'.
But the fact was, the fling has to mean more if you want this story to pay off in the way that it needs to.
I think too, he's supposed to be like worldly.
I didn't get that though.
Mysterious,
I got that from Laszlo.
I get it from both of them.
I didn't get it from Rick.
His is a little more like a tortured sort of.
No, Laszlo was way more my vibe. I was rooting for him and her the whole time. I'm like, I don't give a crap about Rick.
Wow. Yeah.
I like Rick, but I see what you're saying.
Like, I like him. He's like a fun character, but like in the whole story, I was like, I literally just.
So if it had ended like in a different way, you would have felt maybe cheated by that.
In what way? If it had ended?
Like with a different...
I would have totally felt cheated. If it ended up with them two together, I would have hated it.
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff about that when we get to that point.
Yeah. No, I mean, we'll definitely cover that at the end for sure.
Why they went that way.
But again, if it is supposed to be like this like deepest of loves, right? I agree. Did I really feel that in that flashback? Not necessarily.
I think it's more they had a fun time and they never got to like take it anywhere really serious, so they only remember it as something good.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. And it's ended because Rick is in danger due to his past. He has to leave, and then Ilsa essentially leaves him at the train station alone with a note that just is super vague about why that's the case that she's leaving him. Mm-hmm. And so he never got closure. And maybe that's kind of like to your point, Drew, what the issue is. Like why'd she ghost me?
So like what could have been, a lot of unanswered.
What is closure?
Very philosophical.
Isn't that the closure? She left. That's the closure.
Maybe so. But it's not the closure because she comes back into his life, and that's the
but
point
in
of the
that
movie.
time, he's like, I don't have closure. It's like, you got the closure. She closed the door.
Yeah. Well, some men don't know how to take that. Including Rick, apparently.
Yes.
But Ilsa actually shows up again at the bar after the montage. He's still mad at her, and she's being very mysterious about the whole thing. But Laszlo and Ilsa, they go to the authorities the next day. The Nazis say, we're going to let you leave, but you got to rat out the other resistance leaders. Mm-hmm. Which is probably also a lie. They probably would have killed him if he gave that up. So he said, no, like they aren't going to do that. So after they meet with the Nazis, Rick goes to the Blue Parrot. So him and Ferrari have a conversation. Everyone is looking for these transit papers that Ugarte had. These are essentially a get out of the city free card. So again, very, very valuable. Use them very sparingly. Rick has them. And those are the things that he was given by Ugarte. He put them into the piano. So he knows that essentially he controls who of the two transit papers, who is going to get those, who is going to get out of the cities. So after that, setting up what's very important later on, he then runs into Ilsa. Again, they talk about Paris, like, did that mean anything? He was still hung up on it, right? And she reveals in here that Victor Laszlo is her husband. Like, because before it was like, oh, this is just his travel companion. It's just him traveling with a, quote, woman. But that's her husband, and they were married when they were in Paris. So, but yeah, there's like a small thing where like there's a small scene. Rick helps a Bulgarian couple win at roulette.
Oh yeah,
to get them enough money to get their exit visas.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
He's good.
I couldn't tell if there was an implication there because what's his name, the French dude. They kind of imply that he's
Renault.
Yeah, they kind of imply that Renault is. I don't know if it's with this woman in particular, but he's been like soliciting sexual favors to like help people out of the country. I mean,
probably.
Yeah,
that dude was slimy.
Yeah,
he was funny though.
Yeah, but yeah, they do. Yeah, they do a whole weird. I mean, it's clear that this roulette table is apparently rigged.
Yeah,
it's rigged for 22.
Yeah, no, literally.
Just put your money on 22, and it's.
Do it.
You think people would notice?
Double down.
It keeps hitting 22. I think
he's got the 22 button.
I think the red is what I'm gonna put it on this time.
Yeah. But yeah, Laszlo then speaks privately to Rick. He says he's expressing his admiration for him. You know, they have a very interesting relationship, I'd say, the two of them.
Yeah.
Where I think, Laszlo is the polar opposite of Rick in the way that Rick is so tied to his neutrality, to his idea that I won't stick my neck out for anyone. And Laszlo is so different.
Well, which isn't entirely true about Rick, too. They establish early on that he is a freedom fighter in his own way. They establish that he used to run weapons or used to help, the resistance in Spain. He used to against.
Well, I think that period in his life is far behind him, and I think that's why he's like jaded. At this point in his life, he's so jaded that he's not. Probably because a woman left.
Yeah.
Get left by a woman one time, and you start acting like this. Yeah.
I mean, she literally tells him that.
Yeah. He got outwoked by another dude, and now he's in shambles.
There's a fun scene where in Rick's, the Nazis and the Free French have like an anthem off.
Yes.
They like sing their anthems at each other.
Yeah.
Very much. Oh, you said that, right?
Yeah. I thought this scene was corny, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was corny.
Little on the nose.
It was corny.
Little on the nose.
Maybe it hit like when it was the middle of the war. Like I could.
Yeah, I think there is like there's something fun about that. How Laszlo inspires the people of the bar to sing France's anthem in the face of like the literal Nazis who were in the bar.
Yeah.
I think that's like a meaningful thing, especially in the context of the time.
Totally.
Kind of like a rah 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 moment. Maybe a little corny, but like, And then, Renault has to shut the bar down because it's getting out of hand here.
We've had people get shot. There's illegal gambling happening here, but singing is too much.
That's why I was like, wait, what the fuck was he doing?
Well, he could just decide whenever he wanted to shut it down. There's a funny... I can't remember.
It's like when, like FIFA's like, no political statements or something.
Yeah.
It's like, now you're messing with my paycheck
Oh,
here.
Totally. I love the part where, this might actually be later, but when Renault has to like shut the bar down, he's like, I can't believe there's gambling in the pack.
And you're winning, sir.
Yes. No, that was pretty funny. But throughout this whole time, Ilsa does not tell Laszlo, her husband, about like her fling in Paris. She's keeping that very close to her chest because, to Sarah's point, her character is very torn between the two men in her life. Who does she want to go with? And Sarah, it's an easy choice for you.
Yes.
But so she goes actually to Rick to ask for the papers and calls him out. And then she pulls a gun on him. It was crazy. Like, you go, girl. But he calls her bluff. He's like, you're not going to shoot me, which is true.
Yeah. But
this is kind of a major reveal in the story. Ilsa tells how she legitimately thought during Paris that Victor was dead. And this is established throughout the story. It's like Victor Laszlo is this kind of almost mythical character in the resistance movement of someone who's like, he's been killed like 50 different times and reported dead in so many different ways that she just like truly believed that he actually was. So,
he ain't really dead until TMZ reports it. That's what I always say.
But that's why she felt more comfortable being with Rick in Paris until she actually got word that he was alive, which prompted her to leave Rick and leave the mysterious note. She maybe could have been a little more clear in her communication, perhaps. That may have saved a lot of heartbreak.
That normally would in pretty much every movie.
Yeah. So true. Yeah, different movie where she just says like, oh, sorry, I thought my husband was dead, but he's actually alive. So that's why I can't go with you anymore. And there's no movie. But then she's like, it's kind of weird because she's like, oh, I'll actually stay with you, Rick, if you can just help Laszlo get out. Because she's deeply confused Which I didn't get, like, why she was deeply confused.
I didn't get it. Like, I thought that she was, like, manipulating him. Like, I didn't believe that she was crazy about him. I didn't.
She does say that she's manipulating him. She makes that pretty apparent. Like, after she's like, I basically said all this to, like, get the papers.
Yeah. Poor Rick.
Yeah, but by the end, she says that, and then she still is like, I'm so confused. I love you, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But she says that she's manipulating him beforehand. No, like, I don't think she admits to manipulating him.
She does explicitly say, like, I basically told him.
Yeah, but is that just the kind of thing where it's like, get out of here, we don't want you anymore?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she's saying that just to, like, look good for Laszlo, but she does explicitly say, like, I kind of, threw on the honeypot for him.
As women be doing, right?
Oh my God.
Hey, yo.
Hey, put her here, Sarah. Put her here.
No.
Put her here.
No.
But yeah, Laszlo and another one of the freedom fighters, they come to Rick's. Their meeting was disrupted. Laszlo says all he wants is for Rick to take Ilsa to safety. He's like, you can have the exit visas. Just say... Ilsa's like, just save my husband. Laszlo's like, just save my wife. And Rick's like, what do I
Take
do?
my wife, please.
Wouldn't it be much better if that line was in the movie? But then, yeah, Rick decides, decides what his plan is. He doesn't tell the audience necessarily. He discusses the plan with Renault. But then he goes to sell the bar to Mr. Ferrari. And it kind of feels like he's the one who's going to be leaving town, right? Mm-hmm. So Renault shows up to trap Laszlo, because that was kind of the plan that he established with Rick. But then Rick pulls off the double cross on Renault and says, all right, like, gotcha. Now you're going to call the airport and arrange a flight out for these two, being Laszlo and Ilsa. Rick is essentially giving up his spot on the exit visa or whatever to give it to those people because he thinks that, that is what is most deserving. And, it meant to represent, like, a major character growth for him, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so there's a kind of a fun scene where they go to the airport. The Nazis show up. They're trying to stop everyone. Rick does give the transit letters again to Victor and Ilsa. And we get the classics of, we'll always have Paris. Mm-hmm. And here's looking at you, kid, which he does say many times before. But, like, obviously the famous one is that last one.
I think that was a Bogey original, too. I think that was something he specifically said to...
It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Nice.
Yeah,
I figured you'd probably know that.
Well, it's a great line, obviously. So, the power of acting. Who needs a screenwriter?
He was saying that, exactly. He was saying that to Ingrid when they were like, he was teaching her how to play poker on set. And he said
it wasn't chess?
I don't know. I think it was poker. I'm not sure.
No,
he was teaching her how to play something.
I think you're right.
Like, here's looking at you, kid.
Yeah.
They're like, get that on camera.
Say that again.
So good.
Yeah.
But then Ilsa and Victor, they walk into the fog, and then the plane leaves. The fog was great. The fog at the Van Nuys airport, they really cooked with that for sure. The Nazis, led by a man named Strasser, they tried to stop. Rick shoots him, and then Renault essentially bails him out. Rick at the end, he's like, I'm not for the Nazis anymore. I'm with you, Rick. Because he's just like the most like morally amorphous character in this movie, which I did love that. Like he just goes where the tide goes.
There's a very heavy-handed moment where he starts pouring a glass of Vichy water.
Oh, really?
Not to be confused with Fiji water. He's drinking the Vichy, he's like the French Vichy water, and then like he's about to take a drink of it, and he goes, you know what? And then he just like throws it in the garbage.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, I would not have understood the reference, but that's very funny.
Yeah.
But it ends with a very iconic line. I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
Capping off a movie filled with really good one-liners with a really good one-liner. But that is the movie. Also, curious if you guys, did Renault, did he think Rick was gay?
What?
I don't know why I wrote that.
Were you picking that up?
There might have been something he said to him which suggested that.
I
feel like there
line.
maybe was a line. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning, I feel like.
God, I forget what it was.
If anyone is, it's Renault.
Well, yeah.
Renault is...
That's why it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I mean, we all know who should have gotten on that plane. It was Rick and Laszlo.
Yeah, actually.
Can you imagine? But yeah, of all of the...
They get in the plane together. They're like, that solves that problem. Yeesh!
Yeah, it just ends with Rick and Laszlo kissing.
Ew.
And then they just do it. What if they did like a retroactive reveal that the whole thing was a plan for Rick and Laszlo to get together? Would that have been a better movie?
No, just because I swear to God, in 2026, everyone goes, well, if the movie was gay.
Yeah, you're going full letterbox
Full
comment
letterbox,
section right
yeah.
now. The gay undertones go crazy in this.
Literally. Okay, so after that, we'll talk about the 16th Oscars. I'm not gonna lie. This seemed like a very boring Oscars.
Uh-oh.
The most interesting thing about it was the first time the ceremony was held in a theater, Grauman's Chinese Theater, in fact.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was one step closer to the scale of show that we are accustomed to today.
But they still have a Cabo Wabo right nearby.
Yeah, no,
selling
they all went
selling
out to-
Labubus right outside.
They all went to Buka after.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of the venue, the award spread was pretty liberal. No movie won more than 4 Oscars, despite a massive 27 categories being honored.
Whoa.
Yeah, Casablanca was undeniably the big dog of the night. It took home picture, screenplay, and director. Really all that you ever need. All of its actors narrowly missing their wins. So I knew very little of the other films nominated for Best Picture. No major challengers or movies that have stood the test of time, like Casablanca has. But of course, we will give them their time in the sun here. So a few obligatory World War II movies. Outside of Casablanca, there were 4, though they each had wildly different takes. The human comedy, which functioned as an American cavalcade focusing on the homestead of Ithaca during the war.
Pass.
Oh.
In Which We Serve, this was a story focusing on the life of a ship, its creation and ultimate destruction in the war.
Oh, pass.
What?
Yeah, it was like a
gives-
biopic of a ship.
Who gives a rat's?
It's like War Horse, but a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch on the Rhine. A bit more adjacent to World War II, but it's about a German defector in the U.S. who is targeted for his anti-fascist views. Paul Lucas actually beat out Bogart for Best Actor.
Pass. No, these sound interesting.
Yeah. And the last one that really... This one did not need to be about World War II. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you watch the movie, it makes more sense, but it was called The More the Merrier. It was about the war-enforced housing shortage in Washington that forces 3 people to live together. 2 younger people and an older man, and the older man tries to get the younger 2 to fall in love.
That's just a setup for a multicam.
Yeah.
That's,
No, it literally is, though.
It's like...
Pass.
Yeah, I was like, okay, why is this one... I mean, I'm sure it was because there were housing shortages in World War II.
This is
but
like
it was
2.5 Men. Is what
Yeah.
Oh, God, my uncle loved that show.
But outside of these World War II movies, there was a pretty mixed bag of topics. There was For Whom the Bell Tolls, which also starred Ingrid Bergman. It's a Spanish Civil War epic.
Oh.
There's Madame Curie.
Oh, wait, Smash.
Smashed For Whom the Bell Tolls?
Yeah, just because Ingrid's in it.
Makes sense. Well, what about Madame Curie? That brought Greer Garson and Walter Pidgeon together again in a biography for the scientific couple.
Oh, Smash.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
The Oxbow Incident, an adaptation of a novel about frontier justice in the American West. It is one of the shortest Best Picture nominees at only 75 minutes.
Whoa.
Oh, well, I'll smash it because it's short.
It's a quickie.
Yeah,
Give it
I'll
a
smash it. I'll give it a quickie. Yeah, I'll call it quickie.
And then last was second to last was The Song of Bernadette. This was the night's biggest winner. It had 4 awards, but it's about a girl who has religious visions in 19th century France. Jennifer Jones won Best Actress over Ingrid
This
Bergman
is Joan of Arc.
for this titular role.
Religious visions in France.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smash it.
Smash it. Little
So she has religious visions, and what happens?
You know, it tears the community apart kind of thing.
Okay.
I
Like,
just
is it real?
I just like hearing that it's a movie about a woman. A lot of these are like
True.
very male
It was
centric.
like a very young woman. I think she was pretty young when she won the Academy Award. I don't know how old the actress was, but it's very like young role about a woman.
Good for her.
And then the last nominee sounds so ridiculous. It's called Heaven Can Wait, about a man who dies and is denied access to hell by Satan himself. And then he spends the whole length of the movie arguing for why he deserves to be there.
Smash. I'm smashing.
I know,
sounds like
sounds
fun.
kind of fun, honestly. But that's it for the Oscars. Yeah, honestly, not like a ton of stuff in that. But yeah, would you say, given what we know, was Casablanca a deserved win?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very clear-cut one. There's nothing else that's like really standing out this year. Obviously, it's a classic, so it's hard to deny that this was the rightful winner. Some could say it could have deserved to win more, potentially.
Some could say.
Some could say.
Some might say, yeah. Huh.
All right, well, cool. That was very easy to get consensus on, so I'm very glad.
It's
I haven't seen very
Casablanca.
many other movies. Yeah, I mean, like, it is Casablanca. This is like...
They got it in that little ride that they do at was it Disney like MGM Studios or whatever. It's where Tower of Terror is, and like Rock and Roller Coaster. It's very like hodgepodgey. But anyways, they have a ride where it's like the history of like film or whatever,
Yeah.
and you just see like animatronics of like Singing in the Rain, and Casablanca, of course, one of them. I think if you make that cut, you're a deserved winner. That's a good.
Singing in the Rain wasn't even nominated for
I
Best
know.
Picture.
That is crazy. I just found that out this week.
That's a great movie.
I thought we were going to get to that.
I know, isn't that kind of sad? Like, it's not. It really wasn't even the conversation.
Yeah.
It was like two. It was like one supporting actress and one like other something below the line. Crazy stuff. But yeah, this is like one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, this movie probably deserved to win Best Picture. It's like a list of like best movies. You're gonna find this on a lot of those lists.
Totally.
So, not a surprising thing to know that it won. So there you go. Pretty simple discussion there. But for the Brainrot, which we covered slightly interestingly a little earlier with Drew saying all the other attempts at remaking this movie. But what would be the worst American city to set the story of
American
Casablanca
city
in?
or like city in an
probably
American
just like Ohio, somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah,
Cleveland.
Rick just works at a Dave & Buster's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody comes to Dave & Buster's.
No, he would just have like the worst like towny bar.
Yes, yeah. It's you know, it's got artisan burgers and with a special house aioli. You have to buy the fries separate. And it's like the little filament bulbs everywhere in the place.
You're sitting on a metal stool.
Yes, exactly. Your bartender has like a waxed mustache and tattoos of Homer Simpson.
Oh my god, this sounds like Eugene.
What if Casablanca was set in Eugene?
What was that in Eugene?
It would be beautiful because Eugene is beautiful, but weird. The characters would just be weird in
Like,
a not
would
a
they
good
be
way.
like twee?
They'd be tweakers.
That's
That's exactly how I would describe Eugene.
tweakers. Right.
Isn't it a college town?
Yeah.
Filled
But
with
it's like,
tweakers?
other than that, it's just tweaker city.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Casablanca would be a much different movie if it was a towny bar filled with tweakers.
That's
Ay,
funny.
ay, ay.
No, I mean they've definitely tried to remake this multiple times, and they always seem to do it in like a very like, oh, what other war could we do?
Because they always have to make it like a war
Oh my god,
movie.
Palestine.
Oh god.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it was like they tried doing Iraq, like they do.
That's crazy that they tried
Kabul.
doing Iraq. Like I can't believe that.
I need that so bad.
What would that even be like?
In Iraq? Well, what's interesting, Iraq, especially during the Iraq War, had like, because it's Iraq, alcohol's illegal. Mm-hmm. So the only place you could really drink was in the green zone, like the American occupied zone.
Yeah.
And I believe there was a bar. It may have been the only bar, and it was called Baghdadi's.
Okay, love that.
I have a t-shirt from them.
That's the movie name?
I have a t-shirt.
Baghdad.
Yeah.
That's the play name.
Everybody comes to Baghdadi's.
That's a beautiful title.
And that is a very Ashton Kutcher owned bar name, if you ask me.
Is that like so emblematic of American cultural hegemony to come into a war zone and name a bar Baghdadi's?
Baghdadi's. I'm still cracking up at Ashton Kutcher. Personally,
we can't even talk about recast because it's already been done.
It's perfect.
Like, do you think
Madonna.
Laszlo, you are a god.
Ew.
if we had
You
done,
just got punked, Brunel.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
if we had done a recast of this, how many times would it have taken for us to get to Madonna and Ashton Kutcher, assuming we knew nothing about this other movie? I don't think I would have ever
I think
gotten
at least
there.
a few weeks of sitting here and
Yeah,
discussing.
it's taken a few iterations, but it's
Like, you guys can't leave this table until
No.
you say the exact order of actors that are needed. It's like a secret code.
I will say it's like
weeks is too short.
It is like the monkeys with the typewriters writing Shakespeare.
Totally.
We would, no matter what, eventually get to Madonna and Ashton Kutcher. The arc of the moral universe bends towards Madonna and Ashton Kutcher in Iraq.
Yes. All right. Well, great. I would love to hear everyone's final ratings and verdicts on the movie. I'm getting some mixed signals, so I'm very curious what the takes are here.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I can go first, I guess.
Go ahead.
So I guess I can go first because this is my second time watching it. The first time I watched it was in like 2017. So this is a movie I think I watched.
Rewatch?
It was my first rewatch, yes. First time I saw it was 2017. I think it was too early in like my movie watching journey. Because I gave it like a 3.5. And I don't think I like fully appreciated a lot of the things about it.
Yeah.
But rewatching it now, I can see just a few things really stand out to me. One, the writing, the dialogue is great. Like so many one-liners that are very fun. The super, super tight pacing of the movie for an hour 40, it just goes. And like, it is nice to see that level of like restraint we see so many movies that are like 2.5 hours. They totally don't need to be. And this is like, it's very trim. It's very tight. It says what it needs to say. And I think it's all very impressive. In addition to just like, it looks great. I thought the acting was really good. It really is just kind of firing on all cylinders. I don't think it's a perfect movie, so it is like a 4.5 for me. But I do appreciate it a lot more than I did the first time I watched it. Because I think maybe it's just because like I have a wider breadth of movies to compare it to or like see how it influenced or just like, you know, things to compare it with maybe. But yeah, up to 4.5. Alexis is mad. It's not a 5. But you know, she's like
she's
5.
a believer.
She's a believer.
We haven't hit a 5 yet.
I know. None of us have hit a 5 yet.
We'll get there. Do you want to go?
Sure. Okay. I'm going to give it a 3. I didn't totally love this movie. I spent a lot of it being pissed off that everybody was trying to get Laszlo out of town. I was like, are they just trying to fuck the Jewish guy over who needs asylum?
But getting him out of town was asylum.
Or, sorry. What were they trying? They were trying to do something. No, they were trying to get him arrested. That whole thing.
Yeah, the Nazis were.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then Rick was like scheming to get him arrested, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's not actually scheming to get him arrested. But like it just seemed like Rick and the girl, Ilsa, were like plotting against Laszlo, and I'm like, Laszlo like just went through a fucking horrible time. So I spent a lot of the movie being like, what's happening? But outside of that, I thought it was good. There just wasn't anything super special. Weirdly enough, I wasn't like, it didn't click totally. I appreciated it for everything that you said.
Yeah.
I didn't believe the chemistry between Rick and Ilsa, which I think was the main problem for me. That kind of just took me out of it a little bit. I was honestly really interested in Laszlo the whole time and like his story and what was going on with him. There was also a lot of historical context that I didn't quite understand. There was a lot of moving pieces and parts of like, oh, like the papers and you need this and you need that. And I was sort of getting like, where is it all going? So yeah, I'm going to give it a 3. Perhaps with the rewatch down the line.
I actually would be very curious because again, like I think I felt much the same way when I first watched it. I was like, this is it?
That's how I feel. There's so much hype around it. It's hard for me to feel, and that happens sometimes in the movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was like necessarily that clicked this time, but you know, in 9 years, if you rewatch it,
okay, yes.
Curious what your take.
I'll set a reminder.
Yeah, set a reminder.
So yeah, 3.
It reminds me, we didn't necessarily talk about this, but the choice that they made to make Ilsa go with Laszlo.
Oh yeah.
The reason that they made that choice was actually a Hays Code thing.
Oh.
Of course it was.
They were not okay with her leaving her husband to be with
Was that the original ending that they wrote?
Well, they debated it and they waffled on it, and they eventually had to find like a reason to make that the case.
It's a far, far worse movie and story if she goes with Rick and
I think so. I think so too. It ended up working out, but the main thing was like you can't end the movie with the woman like leaving her husband to be with a fling.
That's funny.
It's just hard because I wasn't like rooting for her and Rick at all, like in any way. And I don't know if that's like something that's universal, but it's just like her and Laszlo were just like great. He was a wonderful husband. Like if he was a piece of shit or he was like, I don't know, ugly or something, then I might have been like, oh, like I don't care. But you know.
He was tall.
I don't think
He
at
was
any point I'm
tall privilege from Laszlo. Exactly.
You could just feel that Humphrey Bogart was 5'8".
You could feel that he was like really intimidated by him.
I don't think at any point I'm necessarily like rooting for Rick to like come out on top here, but I am like sort of, I feel for him because I'm like, oh, it's a shame that like you can't have this thing that like meant so much to you. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like, you just know that it's not possible, and you just have to accept that.
The joy of the movie, I think, of his character and why it works so well is because his character arc is him. It's a very simple arc, but he goes from I never stuck my neck out for nobody to like doing something so selfless in the final scene of the movie.
Yeah, well, he brings himself. It gets him back to his true self. Because we established that was always who he was, but he's just sort of been like in the trenches emotionally for too long, and he's out now.
All right. Score reveal, Drew.
Oh, score reveal. Yeah. Oh, you know the other thing, Hays Code wise though, that they had to mess with was Renault.
Oh.
So in the script, he's very explicitly soliciting sexual favors.
Oh, okay.
So they make it a little bit more like coded whether he is
interesting
actually doing that or not.
Huh. Well, I didn't really pick up on that because I don't think it's that important.
Yeah. I don't think it serves anything, but that was the other Hays Code thing. We love a little Hays Code.
Yeah, we do.
Backstory here.
Drew doesn't want to tell us that he's giving this movie a 1.
No, out with it.
No, I missed that part to talk about at the end of the movie. No, this is a 4.5 for me. This is not a perfect movie. I will say I didn't know a lot about Casablanca actually going into it.
Yeah.
I knew Casablanca was a city in Morocco, and I knew that it was a romance. I honestly didn't even know it was a World War II movie until basically a week before I watched it. Right. So I didn't know it had all this other context. I didn't know what the story actually was. I knew there was a guy and a girl, Humphrey Bogart and
Humphrey Bogart?
Humphrey Bogart! Rockin' Raspberry Humphrey. Yeah, Humphrey Bogart and what's her Ingrid Bergman. Yes,
Ingrid Berryman.
Yeah.
Ingrid
Berry Glass.
Ingrid Birdman.
Yeah.
Birdman and Rick Ross.
Birdman and Rick Ross. Number one stunner like my daddy.
I got my Louis Vuitton loafers. I'm in Mama Sings. I'm headed to Drake's house in Miami. That was Rick.
That was a pretty solid Rick.
It wasn't.
You got the details down. Anyways, I'm giving it a 4.5. I obviously knew it was a movie that people like, but I actually came out of it. It was like you said, it's tight. It's under 2 hours. Honestly, best script we've
I disagree.
Okay, well, I am on the side of this is the best script we have seen so far.
I don't think it's the best. I would say it's probably top few scripts for me, but
It Happened One Night is going to be my favorite script.
I would put It
probably
Happened One
for a
Night
long
script
time.
over this one, but this one's honestly
I'm not as much of a Capricorn to be
right.
fair.
Yeah,
but I think this is at least so far top of the list. Not a perfect movie, 4.5. Definitely some moments that I'm like, I don't know if I love that, or I don't know if this like hit in the way that it did, like the sing off and even the little like rendezvous to Paris was like way too long.
I think we can all agree that specific scene was either long or like this is why they are obsessed with each other so much.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. If it's gonna be that long, like put in a little.
But I mean, overall, like I would say I can agree it's a stone cold classic for a reason.
I think it's totally justified. I liked it. It's exactly in my wheelhouse, to be fair.
I was gonna say it kind of feels Drew core.
Yeah,
for sure. Maybe one day you'll understand, Sarah.
Ew! Oh God,
dude.
He actually just film broke me.
Yeah, literally.
You guys giving a romance film more stars than me is crazy though. Probably because there's like war involved and shit.
Yeah. But you know what?
We'll show you a few Tarkovskys.
I have to say though, I'm sick of war. Sick of it.
Yeah?
I'm so sick of war.
What is it good for?
There is only one topic that I can think that I would love to talk about next week.
Christ.
And that's Catholicism.
Yes! Let's go!
Going My Way, the winner of the 17th Academy Award for Best Picture, is actually a lighthearted comedy about a young priest who comes to St. Dominic's Church to assist Father Fitzgibbon in all the hijinks that ensue.
Oh, man.